Hey guys, King of Trials here to be your judge, your jury, and your analyst, and today I bring to you a Doubledragon team for the Weather Cup. So, Doubledragon is actually really good in this cup if you can wipe out the fairy type, okay? There's things like Primarina, A9, and what's the third one? Tapu Fini. So there are 3 fairies out here that will give you are absolutely super annoying in this cup. And if you have a Cradily, you love seeing them because Cradily absolutely wipes out that entire team. Those 3 mons. But if you get the fairy in the lead, Doubledragon can go to town, and you're gonna see in this team. This team loves to see Swampert. Poor Swampert will get obliterated in this by this team, and you'll see it a lot in this fun little shoutcast. But before we get started, and with the use of Doubledragon, this is going to be my therapist mental health tip of the day. And as usual, you could skip this by going forward 2 minutes, or just going to chapters. But this one's actually pretty short. So last week was actually not National Suicide Prevention Week, and I totally forgot to put one of my tips on this video. But because I am a mental health therapist as my day job, there's a new hotline, so 3 numbers, 9 if you're in the United States. So 988 is now the Suicide and Crisis Lifeline. So it's a new 3-digit dialing code that will give you straight to the National Suicide Prevention Hotline. So this will be available, it's available across the United States now, and I'm going to put the website below if you can look more and see. And if you need that resource, if you think someone's going to hurt themselves, even just a little bit, telling your friend or family member, whoever you know, give them this, or if you could talk it with them. Because suicide takes more lives than I know, especially in the United States military, where we still have a higher rate of suicide. It doesn't seem to be going down anytime soon. And I wonder why. Well, there's a lot of factors, but they're doing better now, but again, one life is too many. So, with that being said, 988 is a Suicide and Crisis Lifeline. And it's literally a free lifeline that you put to talk to someone. I've dialed them personally with one of my clients, just be like, hey, you want to talk to them? Be like, here. While you're like, just in case I'm not around or something like that. So, yes, take a look at the website, get it, but 988, dial it if you or your friend is thinking about hurting himself. And without further ado, this is Doubledragon Shoutcast for the Weather Cup, and let's get started. Alright, here are the battles. So for this team, you love to see Swampert. Swampert is still an incredibly powerful pick here. Unfortunately, we get a Blaziken lead. Blaziken beats the unholy crap out of the poor snowman, so Kingdra is going to be your main safe switch here. Now, the reason why Kingdra is so good is because we all know it in Ultra Premier Cup. If you know, way back in the day, now it's called Ultra Premier Classic, Kingdra is really good because if you get the freaking coin flip safe switch like this, you don't have to shield anything. Well, Earthquake is still going to hurt a lot, but a -2 attack debuff is huge for a coin flip. And as you see, my opponent is trying to bait me to oblivion. Because they're firing all these hydro cannons, my opponent isn't going to be able to get to an Earthquake. And all I'm going to do is I'm going to attempt to Dragon Breath down. So I should be able to Dragon Breath down before they get to another move. And because these hydro cannons are double resisted, because Dragon and Water also resist Water. So you could try to do Water style all you want, like the Avatar, you know what I mean? Like, yeah, even though it Mattars many moons ago, and that live action movie was terrible. The anime was a lot freaking better. We're going to fire Octazooka here. Unfortunately, my opponent calls the bait, which is pretty terrible. But the good thing is I'm still able to get to Outreach here. My opponent's likely going to farm me down. And they do. They try to farm me down, but I'm able to get Outrage, so this should take my opponent's shield. Now we got shield advantage, and we have alignment. So now I can put my Gyarados onto that Blaziken. And now we have Lapras onto Obama. So they fire a Skull Bash, but it's okay because as you see, Skull Bash actually doesn't do a lot of damage because Skull Bash is normal type. Because it's a normal type, you don't get same type attack bonus because Lapras is Ice Water. Fun fact, Lapras is actually still really good for this cup. My opponent tries to Blast Burn him, and I don't know why. For this cup, you do not want to Blast Burn Blaziken, you want Blaze Kick because Blaze Kick only takes 5 counters to get to. Most of the things you're going to use Blaze Kick for will die at that range. For example, Obama is probably one of the Blaze Kick ones you're going to use the most, and you still get stabbed. So Blaziken getting its signature move really works out. All we're going to do is we're going to farm it down because we call the Brave Bird, and then we're just going to eat this Lapras to death. Literally eat it. We're going to crunch it, and we're going to take it away its neck, and it's going to be like a Resident Evil type of scene. Not really. Pokemon is PG-13. You won't see blood or anything like that. or like gore or anything of that, even though it's literally 2022 and the most popular games out there aren't even Pokemon Go. And in fact, most of my kids, although they know what Pokemon is, definitely it wasn't like it used to be where in the 90s, Pokemon was the craze for everyone and so beloved. Fun fact, we were only supposed to have 2 generations of Pokemon. The creator, I forgot the dude's name because unfortunately, he kept on going because it was so popular. We got a Swampert lead, which is great. This is where you want to see Swampert, and we got a Glosseopod safe switch onto us. We're going to switch it to Kingdra as usual, and Glosseopod is actually it's actually kind of an anti-meta pick. You beat all the fighters in each cup, you beat both Blaziken and Poliwrath. You also wall Swampert outside of it having Sludge Wave. It's a really solid pick, and with Shadow Claw, it's able to gather a lot of energy. Unfortunately, its charge moves are still really freaking weak, and I'm hoping I could grab a debuff here, but unfortunately, I'm unable to, which really sucks. So we're just gonna I'm trying to take it to the one shield like this, like doing over here. So I'm gonna try to break, even though it doesn't really matter, my back row doesn't really matter. I want to get a little bit of extra farm here. So this is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna send in both of my mons, beat that Swampert in the back. So I'm gonna just go ahead and Powder Snow down here and get some extra energy. If you're going to lose switch anyways, maybe an energy lead will go ahead and get you a win condition. It's one of the many ways you can find win conditions. Getting an energy lead off an opponent and having something that's loaded with energy can possibly give you a dub. And unfortunately, we got Shadow Obama. We got really pissed off Obama into Obama Snow. This is Donald Trump version Obama. This is Donald Trump's hate against Obama, the evil version. Oh my god, it looks so pissed off, and I'm like, yeah, Shadow Obama. So Shadow Obama, we got Shadow Obama, and it's going to ball out super hard here. The good thing is, because I got that energy lead, I might be able to come out with a win condition, because unless that Swampert's carrying Sludge Wave, Gyarados has a really great matchup against Swampert. This is a kill-all Swampert. Literally, this team loves to see Swampert. And we're going to get Weather Balled out, but because of that extra energy, they actually catch it, but this is okay. The reason why is because even if they catch the Weather Ball, this Swampert's so hard to, that Obama Snow is so hard to begin with. I'm going to Q a Weather Ball, and then I'm going to send in Gyarados. Unless they fire, even if they fire Sludge Wave here, Sludge Wave is still 65 energy, so it still takes enough, literally Earthquake range to kill. Or if they don't have it, and they only have Earthquake, this is terrible for them. Because I'm going to be able to Aqua Tail here, I still have a Weather Ball queued, and that's game. So, really, the Weather Cup can seem really RPS, but if you can win back alignment, etc., you can possibly win back the matchup. So it is a terrible scuff still, it really is, unless you have like the really good XLs like Shadow Cradley XL. Cradley XL in general is really freaking good in this cup. Ludicolo XL with Razor Leaf is actually really good as well, because there's nothing that really hard beats it. It's very, yeah, it's very strong. So, and unlike Obama Snow here, where you take super effective damage from fighting, Ludicolo doesn't, because it's water grass. So as you see, our opponent just quits out in the middle because they really have no way to win, and that's GG's. Double Dragon Breath is going to serve its purpose. Oh, we get another freaking Swampert! Oh, this is why I love to see Swamperts, because Swampert is a, and then we get an Empoleon. So this is where it's terrible. Empoleon, I've been seeing a lot of them fly out lately, and I don't know why. It's probably there to go against Kingdra. So this is the really rough matchup for us. We're going to try to ball out and ball through shields, and I don't get the debuff for some reason. Getting the debuff is great, the energy debuff, the defense debuff, because of the fact that if you get the one debuff, it threatens your opponent really hard. Now, because my opponent doesn't get debuffed, this energy ball isn't going to do damage to really pressure your opponent. Your opponent's going to laugh at you. You're going to be like, really, dude? You're going to ball out? Or they might grab a second shield. And I don't, and I finally get the debuff. That was supposed to be the other way around. Really? That was hella late, bro. I'm going to get Drill Peck, but because this thing is debuffed, we're going to send in Kingdra. And even though my Dragon Breaths are resisted, the -1 is actually causing it to chunk. I'm not going to shield anything here. There's no point. I am hoping whatever comes in, Kingdra can actually do well against. And as you see, it's a Terrakion. And I'm like, what? So, fun fact, Terrakion with Double Kick is actually a pretty interesting thing for this cup. Except the problem is when you're up against water, or triple has super effective move to grass. I mean to rock type. It's not great. This Terrakion just straight Sacred Swording me, and it's the right play because Sacred Sword does a lot of damage, and Terrakion will win CMP here. So what I need to do here is that I need a hope that I can get to an energy ball, or I can send in Gyarados, and my game plan is actually going to be a farm down. I want them to blow their energy here, because this is likely going to be a Sacred Sword, because Gyarados is flying. That's why Sacred Sword is resisted. And Gyarados is actually a really great budget pick for this cup as well. It beats Swampert, you beat all of the fighters, you wall Golosiopod, you also wall Poliwrath, and not so much Blaziken because they still have Brave Bird or Stonehead, but it still gives you a really good matchup. And as you see here, all we're going to do is just Aqua Tail down. So this is actually a little rough because I have to fire an Energy Ball basically. We're going to attempt to Dragon Breath down. This Hydro Cannon will not kill. My win condition here is to be able to farm down this Swampert, force Swampert, or maybe they won't be able to get to another move. And it's a Swampert, okay? It's going to get to another move, and it's going to cannon out my poor freaking Gyarados to oblivion. We're going to send in Obama, and then Obama's going to get some farm here. So, and then, as you see here, the opponent just tops up because they already know it's over. Literally, I'm just going to Energy Ball out, and that's game. So, or I'm just going to ball out, and that's game. So, we got Obama into Walrein. This is terrible for you because Walrein double resists your Powder Snow, and you take neutral damage from Icicle Spear. Even though Icicle Spear was nerfed, it was only nerfed by 5 energy. Despite that, that means Walrein is still really freaking spammy. It takes 5 Powder Snows now to get to 1 Icicle Spear. Instead of 5, 4, 5, where it would take 5 and then 4 and then 5 because of energy. Just because of leftover energy. So that's what I mean by 5, 4, 5. Icicle Spear goes off, and now I want farm. That's my game plan here. I'm going to fire this Weather Ball and only to find out my opponent is actually going to call it. So there's 2 things that happen here. The reason I'm firing is because I want to farm down. I'm going to send in Kingdra, attempt to farm down. I should have fired Energy Ball, but also the broad thing is if I did that play, Obama Snow would get farmed down. So no matter what, even if you win alignment, you're losing a lead might, even if you lose alignment, it might not even matter because you're going to get farmed down and you give them extra energy. In this case, we get Swampert. It's a shiny Swampert. So shinies do more damage. That's a myth. It's not actually true, okay? Someone actually asked me that question. That's not a dumb question, I promise you. It's just a myth, and it's an empowerment. And as you see, it's empowerment. It calls the Hydro Cannon. And I'm like, well, this is great. So I get Hydro Cannon, and now I'm in a really bad spot. So hopefully this is an Earthquake, and I get Mega Jebaited, yo. Like hella Jebaited. If I called at least one of those, it would have been great, because I could still come out with a shield. But unfortunately, I don't call it. Octazeuses are going to go off, and I don't get a debuff, but I'm able to catch a Hydro Cannon. That's what I like about Dragon Breath. With Dragon Breath, you can catch things really accurately, as you see here, and then I get a Talonflame. Yeah, this is terrible for us. I'm trying to time everything correctly, because I already know I'm going to get hit by the mother of all brave birds. Hurricane 69420 is coming my way, and it's not going to be pretty for me. As you see, this freaking Talonflame is going to be able, if they Brave Bird me, they debuff themselves. And I might possibly still be able to win by sending in Kingdra just because they're debuffed, so I might be able to farm them down. Or what happens here is that they have to fire. This is definitely a Flame Charge, so you can't, yeah, it's a Flame Charge. I have to live the Flame Charge, farm this thing down, and then hopefully I have a move for the back row, and I do. So literally, thankfully, I was able to live the Brave Bird. They should have, my opponent should have did that backwards. They should have fired the Flame Charge and then the Brave Bird, and then that would have killed me. So, GG's to my opponent, unfortunately. And then Paul from LIC, this is actually one of my friends, which is actually really interesting. So Paul from LIC, he's a mad good Valor, and he's using XL A9. This is where Double Dragon, this is where you want to see the fairy, because dragons do terrible, our Dragon Breath users do terrible against fairies, and this is where you want to see the fairy. So I'm not swapping out, and it's Charmed, so I'm going to go straight Energy Ball. This is literal only win condition. So I'm going to fire straight Energy Ball. Paul probably isn't going to shield here because of the fact that if I fire this and they don't shield, it's a no shield. He'd rather win alignment and they could just farm my Obama. So as you see here, I call the right play and they're just going to farm down my Obama, even though I have alignment. We have Kingdra and Kingdra action. I'm actually going to switch out here because switching on a 1 turn isn't so bad. If you win CMP, it's great, but unfortunately, I actually make a mistake here, because I fire my Octazooka instead of charging up to what's called Outrage. But this was perfectly calculated, because what I want is I actually want energy. I mean, I actually want I want chip damage so I can farm it down. But Paul switches out, So now we got Octazooka on the Swampert, and I don't get the debuff, which is actually terrible. If I send in Gyarados and they don't have Sludge Wave, I win. Because all I have to do here is I just fast move down. This is literal fast move down, and then Paul dies with 2 shields. I fire nothing. I literally fire nothing here. So all I have to do, and then Paul shields go for the next day, and that's GG's. GG's to one of my friends. If I know you, yeah, GG's. But unfortunately, they won't be able to get to another move. They will get Dragon Breath down, and that's GG's. I hope you all enjoyed this shoutcast. Double Dragon Breath was a lot of fun. And as you see here, it could do decently well in the Weather Cup if you have Kingdra and a Gyarados with Dragon Breath in the back, with a Abomasnow in the lead. And that's game! I am really happy Ultra Premier Classic is next week. But I'm not gonna lie, Weather Cup is... oh, it's disgusting. The XLs are factually incredibly powerful. And I'm probably not gonna play it again, but you know what? It was fun to hopefully these never come back ever again. Whoever had this idea, I think you should be fired. But hopefully, if you don't like Open Ultra League, you can skip it. But like I mentioned in my previous videos, you got you still have this week, next week, and then you're forced to play Master League because you have Master League and Master Premier Classic, and then next time Open Great League or Great League format's gonna come back is the Evolution Cup. So you still have this week, next week, and the week after. So you have 3 weeks of no Great League. So I don't like the idea, but you know what? Niantic is going Niantic, so we all know there are a bunch of idiots that work in a tower called... actually, they work in this, small building. It's not even that big if you've actually been to their building. It's actually not even that big. And despite having billions of dollars, you think they would have, a tower or something like that. No, they don't. It's a tiny little office out in Pier. Yeah, you can literally Google it. It's literally out in the Pier. It's not that great. I've been there. But... I hope y'all are enjoying it. Regardless, do your sets for practice. I recommend that. Even though I hate these cups, I still do them just for practice. So that's what I'm doing right now. Open Ultra League open leagues are terrible right now. They really are. Everything's super meta, or if you're one of those defit, or there are people out there that can factually have legit XLs, but the amount of hours you play versus the other way around, yeah, I'm not gonna do all of that so that I can play or get one. But yes, hopefully y'all are enjoying. Hopefully y'all enjoyed the video. Do me a huge favor, please like, subscribe, and comment for the YouTube algorithm. And I stream on Twitch on Friday through Sunday. Monday is kind of up in the air right now just because Monday's up in the air right now just because of my job. But yeah, but I hope y'all I hope y'all are doing well. I hope y'all are having a little bit of fun, or you're just messing around like I am, or trying to win but also trying to learn. Good luck on your Go Valley sets, and I will see y'all on the next video.